Hello, I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire studio, and I am joined by two of the founders of Celitech. I have Al Ferris, co-founder and CEO, and Rich Bratton, co-founder and CCO. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you've done your launch presentation. So now let's talk a bit more about Celitech and what you're doing. First of all, this is eSIM. What devices support eSIM today?
So the first device or mobile phone that supported eSIM is Google Pixel 2 in 2017. But the major device that came with the eSIM was the iPhone in 2018. So it has been in the iPhone since 2018. And now it's almost in every recent mobile phone, like in Huawei, in Samsung, in Pixel, and is growing to become a default feature of mobile phones, exactly like Bluetooth. So it's currently in about like 1.2 billion devices, and it's growing to become to be in like 3.5 billion within a couple of years.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's talk a bit more about eSIM and how it is used. First of all, is it only for US travelers or international travelers as well?
Yeah, I mean, anybody with an eSIM compatible device can use the eSIM.
Okay.
And it's even beyond the mobile phones. It's even in pads, in laptops, even watches.
Smartwatches,
So anybody with the device can scan a QR and use the network that is embedded in the QR.
Okay. And Rich, so it's for people primarily to enable their connectivity as they are traveling, then outside of their home network?
Exactly. So whether they're leaving the U.S. and traveling abroad to elsewhere, or coming to the U.S., or going from London to Germany. So yeah, we give them a premium network in the local country that they're traveling to. So it's secure, it's fast, and it's easy. Of course, the one-click QR code that we bundle in with the travel booking.
Okay. And so explain a bit more then about what Celitech is offering specifically and how it's different from what else might be available in the market.
Sure. So back to this, to the main problem. So travelers today, majority of travelers, over 65%, they turn off their roaming because they can't afford it. Like most, the business traveler may afford it because they can expense it to their company, but the leisure traveler would turn it off because it goes from $10 a day to $10 a megabyte. So a trip can cost you somewhere between $100 and $1,000. So you tend to turn it off, and locally, the available options locally are not convenient or kind of secure. Like local SIM cards are a hassle, especially if you're traveling for like the average trip, which is 10 days. So it's a hassle to get a local SIM card. So we help you get local connectivity using while you're booking your trip. So using our platform, you get a simple QR code that you scan with your device, and then it will add a line to your device that will work during your trip.
Tell me a bit more than maybe Rich, you can explain when you say when you're booking your trip. So in other words, while I'm booking a flight or?
Correct. Yeah. So we're a B2B.
Okay.
So we're a SaaS platform. So we patented the ability to program or bundle the eSIM. So around your travel parameters. So we build into the QR code and then ultimately the eSIM start date, end date, destination.
Okay.
So if you're booking a trip now for Christmas time, you wake up on December 23rd to get ready to go to your vacation, and it's active on your phone.
So it's all automated.
It's all automated.
It's all programmed.
Wow.
And we do it at the point of the booking, which is when the user is looking to, make sure they check all the boxes for their trip, right? So they don't have to wait till they get to the airport, at their destination and wait in line to get either a physical SIM card or an eSIM at the location
I've
once
done
they
that.
get there.
That's not any fun.
And you cross your fingers, right? And hope that you're gonna.
And then you panic.
That
Did I turn my data off? Am I going to be charged?
Am I going to get a big bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that.
That's very interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about what you are seeing as far as conversion rates?
So when we started, with OTAs, travel partners, they estimated that we're going to convert at 1 to 2%. We're currently seeing conversion rates of 7 to 10%, which is as high as any similar ancillary like travel insurance, for example. Right. So we see, because people would be willing to pay $20 for the whole trip. Like that's something which you would consider paying to stay connected.
Yeah.
And people are getting it, more than what we expected.
And did you have anything to add to that?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what about like the quality of the connection? Because of course it doesn't do any good to have a connection if it's going to be dropping and things. I mean, is it a sound?
Absolutely. So what we did is basically offer multiple networks in a given destination. We don't go cheap, because you don't care if it's 20 or 15, but you care if it's affordable and high quality, because it's gonna like the trip gonna suck if you're disconnected most of the time. So we offer multiple networks, and that's how we keep it premium.
And what is the average cost for an international trip for a traveler?
It's probably about $20 to $25, depending on, of course, the length of the trip.
That's 20 to 25 per
trip.
Per trip, for the entire
trip.
Versus $10 to $15 a day, or
Wow.
in some cases $10 to $15 per megabyte.
Yeah.
Depending on what plan you have. So for the end user, they save typically around 80%. And for our partners, they're making anywhere between 50 and 100% margin while giving their customers an 80% savings on their roaming.
Interesting. So very quickly before we finish up, I'm just curious, like where does Celitech stand right now as far as partnerships and things? I mean, are you concentrating on the US? Are you?
I mean, we're a global company. Our service covers like 99% of international traffic. We're live in over 160 countries globally. But our biggest traction, we started with OTAs, like online travel agencies. So we have signed agreements, live deployments, or ongoing demos with 70% of the top 20 OTAs. And now we're expanding to hotels and airlines and other travel products, because any company, even if it's a fintech company with international travelers, they can offer the eSIM, whether it's an add-on ancillary or a loyalty perk.
Okay. Super interesting. Well, Al and Rich from Celitech, thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.